Hello and welcome back to this Kubota brake video. It has finally happened after 4 weeks of waiting. The springs have arrived. So I tried to order them locally, trying to support the Portuguese shop, but it seems that they could not get it, and it took 2 weeks for them to tell me that they couldn't get it. After having already ordered, first saying in 10 days the part will be here, then after 2 weeks I hear no, the parts are not here. They might arrive 10th of January. Well, today is Saturday the 8th of January and I've got the springs as I ordered them from Cyprus. So now we're going to struggle to put the brake shoe assembly onto there with the new springs. New springs are a lot stiffer than older springs, so I'm expecting a little bit of a struggle. But that's the way it's going to be. As you can see, there is still some gasket material on here that I will leave as exactly where it's all cut out. It's the same on the other tractor where it mounts to. So I'll just put silicone onto here, silicone on the tractor, and then mate it together, and we should get a good seal. As the other gasket material, I do not have enough left to make a whole new gasket, and I'm not going to wait again for even longer for it to arrive, because that gasket paper came from the UK, and post from the UK now is quite problematic. So let's get into this. I've already put one spring on, put the other spring on, and then put it all together. This part here I already reassembled. This is nice and smooth to turn now, so all good so far. Alright, let's move this one aside, see if we can put it all on. Don't know if it's going to work with both springs in place. Let's see. Alright, well, overall actually not too bad. That seems to be in place. Let's just check the actuating lever other way. Obviously seated over here. Once the drum is in place, you can see that works nicely. Now we can mount this. I had already sanded or roughed up a little bit the brake shoe. The drum is already sanded down, but it's been sitting 2.5 weeks since I did that, so I'll clean it up with some brake cleaner first, because there's dust in the air and all of that. Don't want any contaminants with that. Then this can go onto the tractor, but first I've got a bit of a wobble in my wheel at the back, so I have to tighten the wheel up. At the moment I've still got a nice amount of space to work there, and then we'll continue with the brake. So that's a little bonus which I'll do right now. Hopefully the lighting is a bit better. I've changed a few settings on the camera, which I only discovered recently. Hopefully that pays off. Right, so found that my spark plug wrench fits this bolt nicely and this one as well. But it doesn't, you can see there's a bit of movement in the wheel, but it doesn't seem to really want to tighten, so I don't know if this pad here that should clamp on is stuck or something. So I'm actually loosening it now and then see what's going on. pile of washers and one bolt. Now we need to undo the other one. Alright, seems this wheel does not want to come off, so we're going to leave it as is. I think the only way the wheel will come off is if you unbolt it from this hub, and then you can actually access this hub and to see what's going on. But I will see if I try to make it so that at least we can sort of clamp it a bit better. Also this bolt, clean this one up. It doesn't look too bad. I'll have a look if I got any high strength bolts, but I don't think so. Alright, clean up this main bolt, see if it will still go through. Seems to still go through. Let's see, instead of using this pile of washers, maybe we can use one washer. Spring washer. And then let's see, we can use this existing nut. Right, as it wasn't really visible what I did on camera, I cleaned up this bolt that goes through here. I removed some of the washers, so it's now we got one flat washer, one spring washer, and the original nut. I added the second lock nut on top, so that's all fine. That's nice and secure. Then this is the tensioner bolt. I just hit this piece over here with the hammer just to loosen it up. I think this tab over here was a little bit sticky, it wouldn't compress. So I hit it a couple times with the hammer and the chisel just to loosen it up. And this tensioner bolt over here, I took that all the way out, cleaned it up with the wire brush, put it back in, and now the wheel is nice and tight, there's no wobble, nothing, so another job done, problem fixed. And now we can move on to reassembling the brakes. Okay, as I mentioned, I'll just clean out this drum with some brake cleaner. Just to make sure that it's free of any contaminants. Okay, this one says to assemble parts immediately while silicone is still wet. So that's what we'll do. Okay, so now it's a matter of just securing these 4 bolts. It's a little bit difficult for me to see because of the wheel is on, so it's just a bit of playing around. Okay, now that that is secure, you've got to attach this spring from this eye or washer that's been welded on to the top over here. And then the bottom hole is for the rod, the brake rod, and that spring. In case you were wondering, the differential lock rod spring, tensioner spring or return spring is the same as the brake pedal rod return spring, so it doesn't matter which one you put there. Furthermore, you may also find it easier to remove the rod from the pedal in order to put it into place, as then it's easier to pull the rod into the hook on the pedal than it may be to pull into here, but I think it doesn't look too bad. We'll just have a look if it's manageable, because it's a little bit trickier to put the spring so close, yet so far. So, as I say, that's going to be easier to remove the rods from the pedal assembly below. So, you're going down. So, here we are below the tractor. So as you can see, it's on jack stands, so that I can spin the wheels and test the brakes out. So here we've got the rod for the differential lock. I have to remove this split pin and then pull it out, and we can install the spring and then hopefully pull the rod back into place and install a new split pin. That's the plan in any case. Let's see if it actually works out. Here it is. Let's see if this new image style works out. Easiest just to push in the rod slightly. So I got some. So it's easier installing these than taking them out. So as I can't really see too well what I'm doing, might be easier to access it from the other side, but I think we mostly got it. Now we can get some side cutters. Should be able to pull it out. There we have it. As you can see, they do get quite destroyed, so they can never be reused. Right, now it's just a matter of pulling this one out. Hopefully we got enough play in order to install the spring. and if not, it's going to be a pulling effort. Alright, that'll do. Now we can put in the rod. Let me get the new split in. So you just line it up, push it in, hope that it stays in long enough for me to put a new split pin in. See if we can find the hole. Yes. Alright. Might be easier just using a screwdriver just to open it. Well, I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I think that's pretty tight. So now we can install the brake rod. The easiest to first screw it into place, install the spring, and then we'll hook it into this hook over here. This hook here. Here is the rod. So I've installed a new nut at the end, so you can tighten up this adjusting nut so we got it at the right spot. Alright, let's got that. Now we can release the rod and we have to attach the spring. As you can see, it's quite far from the hole, so just release the rod. And we can attach. There we go. That's now attached. Alright, so here we've got this rod. This is the brake rod. It's got to come into this hole over here. And we've already got a split pin ready. new split pin to put into this end there. And then we can check if the play is correct and adjust that if needed. Make sure before attempting to put the rod into the hole that the spring over there is still in place. Otherwise you're going to be pulling twice. Right, it's in. Right, that has worked out. Now, to make sure that the rod does not come back out to hit you in the face, make sure put the split fin in. And that's now secure. Now we can check if we need to do any adjustment. Right, I think we're pretty much well adjusted due to having freed up the mechanism at the back. Braking action happens a lot earlier with a lot less force. So this seems to be adjusted correctly. Now we just need to retighten this locking nut. Okay, locking nut at the back has been tightened as well. All springs are still in place. So now we can put the fender on. I do expect that to be a struggle, as I know from the other side it gave me quite a lot of grief as well, being that with the wheel, as you saw, it's a bit difficult getting the wheel off. But well, we will get there. At least this part is done. Alright. Let's put you back on the tripod and attack the fender. Alright. Let's see how long the struggle will take to put it all together. Got one started, sort of. 3 more to go. But I'm sure it won't go to plan quickly. The other side took me half an hour to do. I'm expecting around the same for this one, so I hope I am pleasantly surprised. This is right, I think that's a new record. Once I took half an hour, this one 12 minutes, all bolts done. pretty good. Now we've just got to lower the tractor down, reconnect the indicator wires, and we're done. Right, indicator wire. And two colors are the same, so we'll have to trial and error, see if we got the right connection. Let's see, key on, indicate. So, coincidentally we got the right connection straight away. Alright, secure that one a bit better. Yep. Now the other side. You can see the reflection in the chair that it is working. Wiring I think is sorted. Once I'm driving on, can always sort it out a little bit better, but I think it's all okay for now. Now we can just lower the tractor down onto its own wheels. You can also mount the 3-point hitch arm back up. Right. Put the handbrake on, so once we got it on the ground it doesn't roll away. Back down on all fours. Now comes the test drive, which I'll do a little later on. But I think overall this side went a lot smoother than the other side. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.